One of the interesting things about the German immigrants who came to Colorado is they tended to be people who very quickly came here and inserted themselves into the economic class of pioneer Denver.
You name the industry, Charles Boettcher gets involved with it.
Boettcher & Company, Ideal Cement, Great Western Sugar. I think he was involved with something with railroads. I mean, he had his fingers in everything.
In the era of the Depression, kidnappings became almost an art form.
There were a spate of kidnapping of millionaires' children. This was a time when people were becoming more desperate.
They were sort of one of the centers of the social life in Colorado.
Arriving here as a poor immigrant from Germany, as a teenager, he rose to the top in one industry after another.
Their fortune is still making lives better today.
I remember him as a little girl. I remember being taken to see him at the Brown Palace Hotel, which is where he lived. And he had a white mustache. He was a very kind man. I remember he put his full concentration. It wasn't that, okay, here's this kid and I got to talk to her. And I mean, he was interested in what I had to say.
Charles Boettcher was the supreme Colorado businessman. He could recognize and play every angle. He was the kind of man who could parlay one fortune into a larger fortune and then a still larger fortune. He was a man who reinvented himself constantly in order to control a larger and larger part of Colorado's economy. It was a place where fortunes could be made rather quickly by the enterprising or by the lucky individuals, and Boettcher was certainly both.
He was a poor German immigrant who came over as a teenager, like many Germans. Adolf Kurs came over, many other Germans did. And the reason for this was that Prussia was then unifying the German states, was constantly at war with other German states, which it was conquering, was at war with Russia, with Poland, with France. You would get drafted as a young man into the Prussian army, and your chances of getting out alive were not good. It was one war after another. So many people smartly avoided the Prussian army and headed here. Charles Boettcher was one of those.
His family had moved his older brother out of Europe to keep his older brother out of the army, so the same thing happened when Charles. He at 17, he graduated from gymnasium or high school in Germany, and he was put on the steerage of a boat and brought to America, where he got on a train and went to Cheyenne, Wyoming, looking for his older brother.